Today's agenda is 13 nominations. You've all had a list of them. 7 nominees who the committee already favorably reported last year because they remain pending in the Senate in the first session. As it expired, the other side forced their nomination to be returned to the president. He's renominated them, so we'll vote on them today. We'll also vote on 6 nominees for the first time today. These include Daniel Burrows, Assistant Attorney General, Office of Legal Policy. 3 district nominees, Judge Megan Benton, West District, Missouri, Bria Leah, West District, Tennessee, Justin Olson, Southern District, Indiana. Then we have, for the first time, voting on Brian Miller and Kevin Holmes to be U.S. attorneys. I look forward to supporting each of these nominees, and I urge my colleagues to so join. After we get through the nomination votes, we'll consider the Clear Path Act. I'll keep my remarks short because we have a lot of ground to cover. Yesterday, the Department of Justice Inspector General released a management advisory. That advisory says that the FBI's Security Division under former Director Wray asked about employees' support for President Trump, the COVID-19 vaccine, and religious affiliations. The questions were asked in the context of security clearance review, so I think it's pretty obvious that these questions are totally inappropriate. Some of my whistleblowers were subjected to this political weaponization by the Security Division, and some of those Security Division employees were rightly fired by the Trump administration. This Inspector General advisory substantiates my oversight work regarding FBI weaponization in the last administration. Also, since Iran's in the news again, I'd like to highlight some of my oversight from last year. First of all, where were all the pro-Hamas, anti-Israel protesters? You'd think that they'd be out here supporting the people of Iran against the repressive regime, but they're nowhere to be seen. In March of 2025, I released a majority staff report detailing whistleblower-provided records. Those records showed that the Obama-Biden State Department obstructed law enforcement efforts to arrest high-level Iranian targets. This obstruction led to then Secretary John Kerry was done because of the political consideration of the failed Iran nuclear deal. Records highlighted in this report show that former Secretary Kerry's actions endangered national security. The records also show that the Department of Justice and FBI leadership apparently allowed it to happen until the first Trump administration altered the course. The Obama administration's conduct is a roadmap of what not to do. Today's agenda, we have a slate of highly qualified nominees, including several that we're considering for the first time. I'd like to say a brief words about them. Daniel Burrows is going to make an outstanding Assistant Attorney General. He's had a well-rounded career litigating hundreds of cases as a prosecutor and civil litigator. He's also maintained a parallel career of military legal service in the Army Reserve Mr. Burrow's breadth of experience will be an asset to the DOJ's Office of Legal Policy. Judge Megan Benton prosecuted a broad array of matters, including drug crimes and violent felonies. She spent the last half-decade as a judge in Missouri, presiding over civil, criminal, and probate cases. I'm confident that Judge Benton will serve on the federal bench as competently as she has at the state level. Justin Olson served as a U.S. Assistant U.S. Attorney in Southern District, Indiana. His efforts recovered hundreds of millions of dollars in damages and penalties owed to the federal government. In private practice, Mr. Olson has also litigated issues of significant importance, like the protection of women in college sports. Brian Lee clerked for Judge Carnes of the 11th Circuit and Justice Thomas on the Supreme Court. He's litigated bet the company cases with Joan Day and taught at the University of Georgia School of Law. Most recently, he served as the Deputy Associate Attorney General, overseeing multiple Department of Justice divisions. All three of our new judicial nominees have experience in both private practice and public service. I look forward to supporting them as well as our nominees today. Now, Senator Durbin.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Last week was the 5th anniversary of January 6th, an event which will forever dominate my thinking about my experience in the Senate. I was on the floor of the Senate, as were most of the senators here today, when we were asked to leave by the Capitol Police as quickly as possible. We filed out and went to a secure location. We saw just the fringes of the mob, the insurrectionist mob that had gathered at the Capitol. Do you know what Senator Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader, said after that event? He said, "There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of that day." That's a quote from Mitch McConnell. But Senate Republicans failed ever to hold Trump accountable when they had a chance. He was acquitted and immediately began plotting a return to power, aided and abetted by many Republican senators who'd been asked to evacuate the chamber on January 6th. During his campaign, President Trump promised, quote, retribution. He made good on his promise. Throughout his second term, Donald Trump has used the justice system as a shield for his cronies and a sword to attack his opponents. On his first day back in office, first day as president in the second term, President Trump issued a full, unconditional pardon of nearly 1,600 January 6 rioters, including more than 600 charged with assaulting or impeding law enforcement. It is the largest exoneration of a group of cop beaters in the history of the United States, and it was issued by President Trump on his first day of his second term. Their violent assaults against police officers resulted in injuries to more than 140 police officers, including traumatic brain injuries and smashed spinal disc. Next, Trump's political appointees led an unprecedented purge of dozens of career prosecutors and FBI agents who simply did their jobs and investigated and prosecuted this attack on the Capitol. Who replaced these dedicated public servants? People like Kash Patel, who called violent January 6 rioters, and I quote, political prisoners, and produced the so-called January 6 prison choir, which included many rioters who had violently assaulted police officers. And people like Ed Martin, who tweeted from the U.S. Capitol on January 6, and I quote, like Mardi Gras in D.C. today, love, faith, and joy, ignore fake news. Mr. Martin dismissed violence by January 6 rioters, saying, quote, listen to this quote, we have to have less judgment on somebody who hits a cop, close quote. And then there's the pardoned January 6 rioter, Jared Weiss. Attorney General Bondi hired Jared Weiss a pardoned January 6 rioter, even though he is filmed urging his fellow rioters to kill police officers, those who were defending the Capitol. He shouted, quote, "Yeah, F 'em. Yeah, kill 'em." I guess that qualified him to serve in the Department of Justice to this president. But today we have a new recruit to the January 6th Dream Team, Darren Smith, nominated to be U.S. Attorney for Wyoming before this committee. This is a special nominee. You would never have considered voting for this man if he were nominated by a Democratic president. Never considered. Mr. Smith has zero experience, civil or criminal experience in court. But he was on the Capitol grounds January 6th. Mr. Smith of Wyoming has made the reprehensible claim that hundreds of Capitol police officers who risked their lives for us that day were guilty of, quote, massive incompetence, in his words. I'll have more to say about him later when his name comes up. Last week on the riot's 5-year anniversary, the White House published a revisionist history of January 6th. Like the Soviet Union, they're trying to rewrite history and write out of history the reality of January 6th. And like Darren Smith, the White House blames Capitol Police for the violence. How shameful. The White House claimed law enforcement who bravely defended us and our staff and visitors, quote, aggressively fired tear gas, flashbangs, and rubber munitions into crowds of peaceful protesters, injuring many and deliberately escalating tension, and, quote, turning a peaceful demonstration into chaos. We've all seen the videos. Will even one Republican senator condemn these despicable lies? When Donald Trump isn't whitewashing January 6th, he's targeting communities that didn't vote for him, like Chicago and Los Angeles and Minneapolis. Instead of deporting the worst of the worst, as promised, the Trump administration is rounding up tens of thousands of immigrants or people who look like immigrants with no criminal history. Judge Cummings, district court judge in the Northern District of Illinois, at one point asked ICE and DHS to produce a list of those who had been detained in the first round of Operation Midway Blitz. They produced a list of more than 600 names. Remember our targets? Our targets in this were made clear by the president over and over again. We're going after terrorists, criminals, all those who engaged in criminal conduct. That's what it was all about. So out of the 600, how many do you think had a criminal record of any kind? 6. 16 out of 600. 16 out of 600. 97% of those who were detained had no criminal record, and included in that list American citizens that ICE had detained in Chicago. 97%, no criminal record whatsoever. Instead of deporting the worst of the worst, they're creating a reign of terror in the Hispanic communities in Chicago. You would think at some point in time this committee would have Secretary Noem before us. She's received more money than anyone in the history of that department, billions of dollars. She has now authorized the creation of tens of hundreds of new ICE agents who attack these communities. You'd think you had a few questions. There might be a few questions in Judiciary Committee. She had no time in the last calendar year to appear here. What's the history of the committee? History of the committee is this agency, DHS, is our responsibility. We're the ones who are supposed to hold this hearing. She's been too busy to attend. And I understand her complaint is if she comes, she can only come for an abbreviated period of time, limited questions. She doesn't have enough time to bother with this committee. That is an insult to every single one of us, Republicans and Democrats. And I want to tell you point blank, she's got the time and needs to be held accountable for what's happening with that agency. We have problems in cities across America where they've descended upon them, and I happen to represent one of them in Chicago. When I was chair of this committee, it was my job to call Secretary Mayorkas and give him the bad news. He had to appear every year before this committee. 10-minute rounds of questions. I told him it would be the worst day of his life, but he had to do it. He had a legal, moral, and constitutional responsibility. Secretary Noem does not believe she has that responsibility. It's about time for her to come and for us to accept our responsibility to ask questions. Mr. Chairman, I know you've been pushing on this issue, so I'm not pointing to you individually. But I do want to tell you, it is time for Secretary Noem to come or to step down from this position. I yield the floor.
before we go to the vote, and everybody's here so we can have the votes, but you bring up an appropriate issue. As I said in my last statement before our Christmas break, that we had asked her to come twice, and we're asking her to come again. I think we're making great progress. I don't have a final decision for you, but I know that we've gotten their attention by talking to the press because they're irritated because I've been asked, the press has asked me about her appearance and I've talked about it and things of that nature. But I think I'll have to just leave it this way. We're making progress.
Mr. Chairman, am I mistaken? Do we have the power to subpoena this witness if she will not appear voluntarily?
Yeah, as long as you agree with me.
I certainly do, and I want to make a record publicly right now. If she doesn't affirmatively agree to a specific date for a full interrogation, 10-minute rounds, I believe she should be subpoenaed, and I would make that motion to this committee the next time we meet.
Now we'll go to Daniel Burrows. On favorably reporting the nomination, the clerk will call the roll.
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Lee. Aye. Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Howard. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy?
Mr. Cruz.
No by proxy?
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy?
Ms. Arono.
No by proxy?
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy?
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy?
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy?
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy?
Aye.
Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay, Daniel Burrows will be favorably reported. Now Megan Blair Benton, West District, Missouri. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz. Mr. Hawley. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
Mrs. Benson.
Yes.
Aye.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy?
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy?
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy?
Just think about it.
Ms. Arono.
No by proxy?
Mike said he wants to
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy?
beat some sort of record
Mr.
about
Padilla.
longest
No by proxy?
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy?
justice.
Mr. Schmidt.
No by proxy?
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy?
Yeah, aye.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Whitehouse.
this is Benton, not Benson, correct?
Yeah,
In that case, make my vote a no.
okay. You change the vote.
Chairman Grassley, on this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay. Megan Benton will be favorably reported. Now we have the nomination of David Clay Folks for the West District of Arkansas. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Hawley. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
Aye.
Cooking with gas, family.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy?
Very much so.
Mr. Tillis.
No by proxy?
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy?
Ms. Arono.
No by proxy?
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy?
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy?
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy?
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy?
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 13, the nays are 9.
David Folks with a majority will be reported to the floor. Now Nicholas John Janji.
John. Just call him John.
Okay, John. Here.
Go.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Aye.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Serrano.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay. Nicholas John Ganji will be reported to the floor. Now the clerk will call the roll on the nomination of Brian Charles Lee to serve as District Judge, West District, Tennessee.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
Nope.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Serrano.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay, Brian Lee will be reported to the floor. Now the clerk will call the roll on Justin R. Olson, Southern District, Indiana.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Serrano.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay. Justin R. Olson will be reported to the floor. Now we go to Aaron Peterson, District Judge, Alaska. Unfavorably reporting. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
Peterson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Serrano.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schitt.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 13, the nays are 9.
Okay. Aaron Peterson will be favorably reported.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I ask unanimous consent to change my vote on Aaron Peterson to aye.
Will the clerk announce the roll again?
On
What?
this vote, the ayes are 14, the nays are 8.
What? Okay. So Peterson will be favorably reported. Now we go to Andrew Benson, U.S. Attorney for District of Maine. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
Aye.
Mr. Whitehouse.
Aye.
Ms. Klobuchar.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Sorono.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Schiff.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 19, the nays are 3.
Okay. Andrew Benson will be favorably reported to the floor. Now we go to William Boyle, U.S. Attorney, Eastern District, North Carolina. Clerk will call the roll. Clerk will-
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Holly.
Aye.
Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Sorono.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schiff.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay, William Boyle is now favorably reported to the floor. Now we take up Kevin Holmes, Western District, Arkansas. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy.
It's the last one.
Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No by, no.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Sorono.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schiff.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Kevin Holmes will now be favorably reported to the floor. Now we take up Brian Miller, Middle District, Pennsylvania. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy.
Aye.
Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Sorono.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schiff.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Brian Miller will be reported favorably to the floor. Now we take up Richard Price, Western District, Missouri. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Holly. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy.
Aye.
Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Sorono.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schiff.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Darren Smith will be, Richard Price will be favorably reported to the floor. Now Senator Durbin to speak on Darren Smith.
I'll be brief. What if we had a nominee for U.S. Attorney representing the Department of Justice in a state who had no criminal experience in court, no civil experience in court, and in his questionnaire, when he was asked to point to one major piece of litigation he was involved in, left it blank because he'd never been involved in one? How could a person like this be taken seriously to be the U.S. Attorney in the state of Wyoming. And yet Darren Smith is just that person. And look what he said about January 6th. Who did he blame for the violence and destruction which we saw? He blamed the Capitol police officers. He said they were massively incompetent. Massively incompetent. He baselessly claimed the rioters were entrapped by the government. And Mr. Smith has maintained his radical and dangerous stance that Vice President Pence should not have certified the results of the 2020 election. He also falsely claimed the FBI agents who interviewed him regarding his presence at the Capitol were sent by former Congressman Liz Cheney and, quote, her goons, unquote, after he demanded that she be censured by the Wyoming Republican Party. Doesn't this resume just get juicier? Mr. Smith even attacked his home state Republican senators for finding credible the sexual assault allegations made by multiple women against Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore. This man is going to be U.S. Attorney if he receives a positive vote from this committee and on the floor. He is now in an interim capacity. For goodness sakes, you and I both know any Democratic nominee with such a resume would never be considered seriously for any job in the Justice Department except the most basic entry-level position. This man is going to have the power of a U.S. Attorney in a state and has no criminal experience, no civil experience, never been in a courtroom, and can't identify one piece of litigation that was important in his career. Honest to God, is this committee going to approve this nominee?
Darren Smith, District of Wyoming. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Hawley. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Aye. Mr. Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Britt. Aye. Mrs. Mooney. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No by proxy.
Ms. Serrano.
No by proxy.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No by proxy.
Mr. Welch.
No by proxy.
Mr. Schiff.
No by proxy.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Darren Smith, majority, will be reported to the floor. Meeting adjourned.
No, we got a bill.
I'm sorry. I said that in my opening statement. We'll proceed to the Clare Act. Proceed.
No. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to explain, last week, actually before the shootings in
As of early 20.
Minnesota, I instructed my staff to place a hold on anything related to the Department of Homeland Security, and I wanted to explain why. I've watched you patiently since September, when the first oversight hearing for Homeland Security should have occurred last year, request that the Secretary come before this committee. You mentioned over the past couple of months that you have tried to get her to, the Secretary to come before the committee, and I understand more recently we're even talking about the terms of an oversight. Let me tell you how oversight, we have an oversight responsibility for Homeland Security. Oversight's pretty straightforward. You come in here according to tradition. You agree to come here and answer questions according to the tradition and the time agreements. I think in this case it's 10-minute rounds. And you report back. That's our role. It's a very important role here. And I'm very frustrated with the fact that we still do not have a date certain and that we're even having this absurd discussion about the terms of the oversight hearing. And for that reason, I will be putting a hold and maintain a hold on anything related to Homeland Security until such time as they come before the committee. But if that is not firm by the end of this month, I will expand holds to other aspects of government to get the Secretary's attention. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, yeah,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I just want to say in response to Senator Tillis, you'll have an opportunity, if she does not agree to come for full interrogation, you'll have an opportunity at the next business meeting of Judiciary to vote with me for a subpoena to command her presence.
Mr. Chair, I'm not going to entertain a subpoena, and I don't want the press or anybody else to to think that that's even in the realm of possibilities for me. I'm simply going to use my authority as a U.S. Senator to ask a secretary who has an obligation to come to an oversight hearing in this committee to appear.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, Senator Kennedy, I was told you wanted to speak after we voted on the Clear Act. Do you want to speak now?
I want to speak whenever you want me to speak.
Speak.
Speak?
Yeah. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say a quick word about Mr. Justin Olson, whose nomination we voted to send to the floor today, as is my practice, as is the practice of most members of this committee. I often question witnesses to make certain that they will not take their personal opinions to the bench and they will simply apply the rule of law. Doesn't matter whether I or any of us agree with their personal opinions. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But their goal, as we know, their role, as we know, is to apply the rule of law. I had a long conversation with Mr. Justin Olson, for whom I voted today, and I'm convinced that he will do that. And I just wanted to say that for the record, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the
Now on the
privilege.
Clear Act.
Now,
This
can we go
bill,
on?
sponsored by Senator Cornyn, Whitehouse, Welch, and Rich. The bill keeps agency heads, deputies, and Senate-confirmed employees from lobbying the executive and legislative branches on behalf of countries of concern, including China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and Cuba. I understand there's a manager's amendment, which I now call up, and without objection, will adopt that amendment. I hear no objection. If any of the bill's sponsors would like to speak on the bill, please proceed at this point. Senator Cornyn.
Mr. Chairman, I couldn't say it better, and we'd be happy to have a voice vote. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak? Senator Whitehouse.
As the lead Democrat on the bill, I just want to thank Senator Cornyn for his good work getting this together, and I also want to particularly thank Chairman Risch for supporting this measure as well, and I'm happy to proceed with a voice vote or whatever vote the chairman should desire.
Okay, I assume there are no amendments. It's my understanding we can have a voice vote on favorably reporting S 2132 as amended. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. There's a majority want to report this bill, so it'll be reported. Is there anybody else that wants to speak on any other subject before I gavel out? Okay, meeting adjourned.